Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma and today I'm going to be talking through 10 potential non-fiction November options. So, funny story, yesterday I filmed this video and 2 others and I was like, I'm going to get back in the swing of BookTube, get 3 videos done, try and get a bit ahead of myself. And when I went to watch the footage back today to edit some, I had food on my face for all 3 videos. So yeah, I feel like maybe in the future I'll laugh about that. Right now I'm still feeling pretty bitter, I'm not gonna lie, but I have checked my face, so hopefully I am clean, tired but clean, though I did just eat a bourbon, so if there's some bourbon on my face somewhere, we're just all gonna have to live with that because I cannot film this video again. So, Non-fiction November. If you're unfamiliar, the clue is in the title. It is about reading non-fiction books throughout the course of November. This is a readathon that is hosted, masterminded, curated by the fantastic Olive over at Book Olive. If you haven't checked her out yet, where have you been? And I highly recommend you go and check her out because she reads so much non-fiction. She will absolutely be able to recommend something for you if you're not a non-fiction reader, or if you are and you want specific recommendations. She's got it all. She's got it all. So she'll be linked below. Go and check her out. So what Olive does every year is she gives us 4 buzzword prompts. However, this year I'm going rogue. All right, I've had a bit of a time lately and I just want to pick up the books that I want to pick up. So I have just picked out 10 potential books for Non-Fiction November that I'm really keen to get to, and I will get to some of them and I won't get to others, and none of them really fit any prompts, or they probably could if I engaged some brain power, but I'm lacking in that department. So let's talk about the 10 books, shall we? Number 1, we're going to start off with a tearjerker of a non-fiction. I don't know if you often hear those 2 words together, but this one I have been told definitely makes you cry, and that is When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. So this is the story of a young neurosurgeon. I say young, he was 36 at the time that he wrote this book. I will be 36 in December. So I'm counting it as young, but I know there's some whippersnappers out there, so I mean, kudos to you, your babies. I've gone on a tangent. Paul was a neurosurgeon, and while he was working, he discovered that he had cancer. And this book sort of documents that time for him when he is trying to sort of come to terms with his diagnosis, obviously having medical knowledge, probably a bit of a curse in this case, and trying to work out like what's really important in life. And both my brother and my mum have both read this and both sobbed, and have been telling me to read it for a while. So I'm gonna try really hard to pick that one up this month. The next one on my list is Bitch by Cooke, and this is Cooke sort of flipping the narrative on males dominate all species as a statement, and she's looking at different species and where females dominate within those and show sort of patriarchal behaviour. And yeah, it just sounds really interesting, covering a variety of species that I know very little about, and I've heard very good things about it. And I do love myself a nature non-fiction every now and again. Tell me I'm not alone. So yes, looking forward to that one. The next one on my list, I would say, is probably the one I'm least likely to get to, but one of the ones that I most want to get to. It will become clear. So the book is The Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. So this book is a chunky boy. I don't know exactly how many pages it is because I have it on Kindle, but I know it's quite a lot. I kind of don't want to look because then it'll put me off even more. And I don't think this book really needs any introduction. It's a very famous book, Nelson Mandela's sort of memoir, autobiography of his life in South Africa as he sort of fought for freedom and racial equality. I know sort of the main beats of Mandela's life and legacy. However, I don't know much about it in detail. I certainly don't know much about sort of the politics in South Africa at that time, outside of sort of the obvious. So yeah, one I really, really want to get to. I think it'll be a fascinating read, but whether I'm going to have the capacity, like brain-wise and time-wise, in November to get to that, not sure. But if I do, I will. The next one on my list is the most recent release, I think, and that is the Elon Musk autobiography, which is written by Walter Isaacson. So Walter Isaacson wrote the Steve Jobs biography. And so he's sort of well known for dealing with people of this class, shall we say. And I don't know too much about Elon Musk. I know that he's sort of public enemy number one a lot of the time. I know that he created Twitter. I know that he's very, very rich. And apart from that, I don't know too much about him and how he sort of grew into the position that he had and how that all came about and what fame did to him. Well, not fame, but riches. So it'd be really interesting, I think, to read his story. So yes, that one's on my list. And then the next one, and the final one that is a digital copy that I'll be reading, is Indelible City by Louisa Lim. I am pretty sure I saw Scott over at Gunpowder Fiction and Plot talk about this book and recommend it, and he is 99% accurate with his recommendations when it comes to me. And this is about Hong Kong and the history of Hong Kong, how it came to be where it is now, the sort of recent turbulence, shall we say, with China. So apologies, I ran out of storage on my phone. This video just does not want to be filmed. I swear to God. So yes, that was Indelible City. Really want to get to it. Excellent. Then I've got 5 physical books here that I've pulled off my shelves. So I literally just went through my shelves and was like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Until I had 5. So we have You Don't Know What War Is, The Diary of the Young Girl from Ukraine by Yeva Skalietska. And this is exactly what it says on the tin. It is the diary of a 12-year-old girl in Ukraine during the war with Russia, which is obviously still ongoing. This is a 2022? Yeah, 2022 release. And I just think it would be really enlightening, eye-opening to see the Ukrainian war through the eyes of a child. I think that could be quite heartbreaking as well. I am a little bit concerned about a book written by a 12-year-old, I'm not going to lie, but I am intrigued enough to give it a go. So yeah, I would like to try that. Then a book that Alice and the Giant Bookshelf has been wanging on at me to read for a while. I bought it like 2 years ago, it feels like, and still haven't got to it, and that is Dear Reader by Cathy Rentzenbrink. And so this looks at sort of the joy that reading can bring and explores like the many ways that it can change your life or improve, enhance your life. And as a bookworm, that sounds right up my alley. And this was Alice's like best book of 2021, maybe. So yeah, I've been meaning to get to that for ages. So that's on my list. Then one that I bought when I was with the aforementioned Alice was My Life in Sea Creatures by Sabrina Imbler. And this is an essay collection by Imbler, who is a Chinese white non-binary writer working within science journalism, which is broadly white male cis-gendered industry. And so what she does here is super clever. She takes different sea creatures and likens their experience to her own within the journalism industry, the science journalism industry. And it just sounded really, really interesting. And the cover is so stunning. So that's on my list. I'm obviously in a naturey theme because we've also got The Golden Mole by Katherine Rundell. Look at those beautiful golden edges. And this looks at lots of different creatures from around the world and how they are treasures to us. So it's told again in like essay format, I suppose, but it has some beautiful illustrations in it. I'm going to have to show you a couple because they are just so beautiful. So it takes each animal and then like has a discussion about it. And I just thought it would actually be ideal, given that I'm in a bit of a slumpy mood, for one that I can just pick up, dip in, dip out, you know, that sort of thing. So that's on my list. And then also in the name of slumps, I've picked a graphic book. It's not really a graphic novel if it's non-fiction, is it? What is the word I'm looking for? Let me know in the comments. Guantanamo Voices, True Accounts from the World's Most Infamous Prison, edited by Sarah Mirk, with an introduction from Omar El Akkad. And within this, Sarah Mirk interviews 10 of the prisoners about how they got there, what their lives have been like in Guantanamo Bay, why they're still there, those sorts of things. So yeah, I don't know too much about Guantanamo. I mean, you hear bits about it, I've seen a couple of films, but yeah, I just thought this would be really interesting from the perspective of the inmates. So yeah, and as I said, it's a graphic novel, so it should be reasonably quick to get through, though it does look reasonably wordy. Oh, maybe it was just that page. That page doesn't look quite so wordy. I also am starting to realise about myself that I really enjoy full colour graphic novels as opposed to black and white. So this just ticks all my boxes. So yes, we'll definitely be trying to prioritise this one in November. So that's 10 books that I've talked to you about. I'd love to know which ones you think I should prioritise. I feel like I've gone through all of them and said, I'm going to prioritise this and I'm going to prioritise that. And yeah, I'm definitely going to read that. And we've got 10 books here. And I'd say that's highly unlikely given my performance in October, which you have to look forward to when I do my wrap up. It'll be short. So yeah, we've got these 5 plus the 5 that I have got in digital formats. So yes, very excited for that. If you are perchance looking for some more recommendations, I'll leave my non-fiction recommendations video here from last year. And if you stayed with me to the end, give me a sunflower, because this book has a sunflower on it and my brain can't think of anything more clever than that. So lovely to see you. See you again very soon with another one. Bye guys.